You get to be awesome.
Yeah.
They didn't tell you that, did they, Austin? Flip that out.
There we go. That's cut up.
Instantly. Call this meeting to order. Oh, can you make that go away?
Can we make that feedback go away?
Yeah. Fine.
I promise they're not all like that.
Last time,
Most
if it
of
makes you
them,
feel any better, Austin, this happened last.
Did it?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay, that should be better then.
those
Is
speakers,
there on those?
yeah, the little new speakers.
Usually there's only one screen, if that helps. Maybe there's two of them.
There we go.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, we take roll, please.
Mrs. Ambergy.
Is this?
It's a
Okay,
roll
okay,
call.
okay, you're here.
I'm here.
Mrs. Butler.
Here.
Mrs. Donahue.
Present.
Mr. V.
Yes.
Mrs. Leskowitz.
Here. All right, everybody stand for pledge of allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, could I get a motion to adopt the agenda?
I'll move.
I'll second. Any discussion?
Yeah, if I could, please. And I can wait for the minutes, but my name is in the minutes. And I
Which one?
did not attend May 26th. I just noticed that earlier because I wasn't here. I wasn't even gonna review it, but I did open it up and it says on 059 that I seconded the motion.
Yep.
But above it, it does say, 58 that I am not present.
Okay, did you find your name anywhere else?
I did not.
Okay, so I will correct that, Natalie. I apologize. Glad it was only once.
And then I did want to see if you wanted me to, the best process here, do you want me to, there's a couple that I'd like to see separated. Do you want me to wait till we get to that section or do you like to do all that up front? Which is easier?
Probably to do it all right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Do it now.
Mhm.
Okay. So I would like to pull on 5, either B and C separate. Well, let's separate B and C or D and, I'm sorry, B and C or D and E. Those two, please.
So you want to pull out 5B to make it its own and 5C to make it its
I'm
own?
sorry, B and C can be pulled together
Okay, so
from D and E.
So you want to keep in B and C in the consent agenda, and you want D and E to be voted on separate.
Separately.
separate, okay.
Okay, sorry. Thank you. Just double check. And that'd be good.
That it?
I'm sorry.
Is that it?
Yes,
Okay. And no more comments or no more discussion then on the adopting agenda? Good. Okay, then, so with moving those two items outside of the consent agenda, would you, take a roll, please?
Mhm. Mr. V,
Yes.
Mrs. Ambergy,
Yes.
Mrs. Butler,
Yes.
Mrs. Donahue,
Yes,
Mrs. Leskowitz.
Yes. Now could I get a, motion to approve the minutes? With that typo that you're fixed.
okay.
Yeah.
I need to recuse myself from the one set of minutes that,
You don't have to legally, if you didn't attend, you can still vote on the approval of the minutes.
Okay.
But it's up to you. Yeah, legally you can.
okay, I did read through them.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, because you caught your name, so I appreciate that.
Okay, thank you. I just wasn't sure if anything had changed
Yeah,
in that respect.
no.
Okay.
I'll move.
Okay,
Mhm.
I'll second. Any discussion? Will you take roll, please?
Mhm. Mr. V,
Yes.
Mrs. Ambergy,
Yes.
Mrs. Butler,
Yes.
Mrs. Donahue,
Yes,
Mrs. Leskowitz.
Yes. All right, now we got the superintendent's report.
Okay, thank you. Just a couple things. One, I want to shout out to the football boosters, the golf outing. I was out there Saturday. The weather cooperated. It didn't rain like it did last year, so that was nice. Wasn't super sunny, but it was a good day. So thanks for all who attended. Seemed to be a good event. I've been over this multiple times. It's on the website as well. And I talked about this when we were talking about 3-tier busing in school times. Just so everybody's aware, the Bell schedule next year for school times, grades 7 through 12 is 7:20 to 2:35. Grades K through 4 is 8:15 to 3:05. And grades 5 and 6 are 8:50 to 3:45. And the reason being is, and there's a rationale to that, right? We are too big to go, we just do 2-tier busing. We'd have to buy additional buses, which are not in our budget and they're not cheap. And it alleviated the crowding on the buses, and it also enabled us to get to the events after school that we can get to because we have extra buses that aren't being used. So that was the rationale behind it. You know, the administrative team met for months on this about the best way to do it. But just so people know, we just didn't pull those times out of the air. There was a rationale behind it. But those are the reasons, those are the majority of the reasons. So, and that is, it's summer, that's all I got. A side note, the AC, the football, the pad's been laid and it's on our summer project. So that will be getting done because I know we talked about that too. So we got an update on that. But that's all I got.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you.
Now, public participation, do we have one, I guess? All
Mhm.
right, Miss Donna, you're up.
Hey, I do appreciate what all of you guys do. The more I come, the more I'm on all of what the struggles that you do. And I'm quick to compliment and I'm quick to say, And one of the is, I will always like to be able to speak like I am doing now. And I thank you for that. And also be able to speak before you adjourn. I know you've addressed that last week. Mr. Nutter also explained something like that, but I'm gonna keep asking. Thank you very much and have a good summer, y'all.
Thank you.
You
You too. Alrighty. We need that back.
was there any others?
No.
That's. I'm allowed to have a little discussion here. Is that okay? Okay, I wanted to follow up with, I wasn't sure Donna would be here or if she would speak, but I wanted to follow up because not only has Mr. Hughes spoke, so has Ms. Rees and any of these other folks who come in. And I have spoken and we had a process. And again, you can tell me for years to come, but the process that we were running was appropriate in my opinion, because it gave people a chance to at least let us know how all of us did as a board at the end of our votes. If they didn't like it, they had an opportunity, as opposed to what I heard at the last special meeting a couple weeks, 2 weeks ago. Mrs. Hughes wanted to say something after the meeting, and I don't know what it was, but, she said she would get with Mr. Nutter now, and perhaps have a conversation with him. Okay, that's fine, but if it goes to Mr. Nutter, how do we, as a board, know what they discussed? Because perhaps he'll share that with us, perhaps he won't. It just probably depends on what the conversation was. But because of that, we don't get that information. And we go to shopping locally and we hear about things like that in the store. And that's not the correct way to hear about things. If there's things going on that people, they can talk about anything in the early session, but I want to hear if we've done a good job after our board meetings. And the only way to do that is to allow people to have their say. We don't have to answer questions. But how else are we going to have the feedback we need to know as a board of how we're doing? We probably won't. Onesie twosies might come in to certain people, just like today. When Jenny was kind enough to send out the message that I had asked for some particular document, and she shared it with everybody, which is wonderful, and that's how it should be. Much like if Ms. Hughes had been able to speak at the end of the meeting last time, we perhaps could have all taken away the same message without having to put extra work on our administration. So I'm in favor, and I don't know that I've heard. So it takes 5 extra minutes, right? Mrs. Butler has the timer there. If one person speaks, if 2 people speak, it's 10 extra minutes. We are here anyway, and we're here to help the community. We want those folks to have an opportunity to say what they feel after we've made our decision and voted. I'm for that, and I feel like we all came in because we wanted transparency. And we're missing that if we don't take that little bit of an extra step. And having conversations and executive meetings are wonderful, and they fit the bill for certain things. But in general, I don't see why we can't spend the extra 5 minutes, just giving them, or 10, the opportunity to tell us what they thought of our vote. Like, great, I'm so pleased, or I don't know why you did that. Maybe, we can reevaluate that next year. I don't see the harm in that, and I'm in favor of that. And I don't know why you all wouldn't be, as part of the transparency piece of us being board members. That's all I want to say. Thank you for your time. And again, it's just my opinion, but that's where I fall, because I do it in every other single meeting that I attend across the county, the township, and other cities. I don't see the harm, but thank you.
I understand what you're saying. I guess the only thing I would say is, just as a reminder, we are conducting our meeting in public. We're not conducting our meeting for the public. So they do have every opportunity. If they don't like anything on the agenda, they can see it ahead of time. They can reach out to us. And I see your point at the end of the meeting to kind of say, hey, you guys I really like the way you voted, or you didn't. They're more welcome to email, or as you as a board member, if one comes up to you and says, hey, you guys were off on that vote, you can share it with the rest of us. So I don't think that we're losing any of that transparency. I just want to make sure that everybody understands that this is a meeting that we conduct in public and not for the public. So that's why, and it's just the public comments, because they're not part of the meeting. They're just that's one avenue they have to talk to us about whatever it is they want to talk to as a board.
Thank you for that. I'm just trying to make it easy so we all get the same message at the same time. No, we don't need to play the train of, how that goes. Not so good usually. And I'm not confident I get all the messages that come through, because I know with some that haven't. So that's where I stand. Thanks.
Well, all right, well, that's a conversation then I guess we should have, because.
And
if you wanna do
we've
it in
had
public,
it
or if you wanna
before,
do it
but
behind closed doors or whatever, but if you feel like you're not getting information that the rest of the board is getting, then that's a problem.
Yeah.
So you should address it. So either you want to address it now in public, or do you want to address it
well,
offline?
we had a conversation a year ago. Nothing changed. So I don't expect it to at this point.
Well, can you use examples? Because now you're making accusations.
Not meant to be an accusation. We met with Mike, you and I met with
Right.
Mike, because I wasn't getting all the information that you were getting, and it was supposed to trickle down, and I hear, you come to the meetings and you hear things that you didn't know about, that you would have believed would have been shared. So it's not really an accusation, it's the truth. I mean, and again, my opinion, because I feel like that's what I've lived. So,
Right, but again, if you don't have specific examples, and I will remind you that as a board president, that there are different conversations that I'll have with Mike, and then he goes
Absolutely.
out back to the board and explains to the board what direction we're taking, we're going, because we were concerned about the whole sunshine laws and stuff. So you might not get it from me, and maybe that's how you've done it in the past, but you're certainly gonna get it from Mike.
but that is one thing, but there was something very specific that you and I had bridged with Mike a year ago in January, and
Well, and I know one, I remember one specifically, and after I went back, I found the email that you were notified, and I did send out an email saying it was posted in the shared drive. So sometimes it might be because the information was shared, but maybe you didn't see that email, but it did
thanks,
go up.
Jackie. I appreciate that. Appreciate your support there. Because you shut down a request that I had to the lawyer. You shut it down, and he told me so. And so if we're gonna go there, I'm willing to say that as well.
Well, everybody has every opportunity, every right to
Yeah.
talk to the lawyer, so.
I wasn't gonna go there. I just wanted us to be transparent.
Well, you must have wanted to go there, you wouldn't have brought it up in public.
I'm sorry.
You must have wanted to go there, you wouldn't have brought it up. So if there is an incident, because I can't tell any of you guys that you can't talk to the attorney, so I want to get that straight. That every single person at this table has the opportunity to call John. You have his cell number, you have his email, you have his office phone. At any time, you all can call. But what we don't want to happen is having 5 board members call John with the same issue. So that's typically why you'd funnel through one person, whether it be through Mike or myself.
But in particular, that this was something that I was pursuing, not everybody else. So,
Right, but you as a single board member, again, so you go back to, we have to do everything as a board, but then if you want to pursue like the school district, if that's what you're referring to is redistricting the school district, that would be a decision that the whole board makes, not just one individual person.
I had a leftover question from when they came to speak to us a year, and a little bit over a half ago, right? So that was my question to him. And then he told me that you shut it down and not to pursue that anymore. I could be wrong, but that's what I was told. And that was not my purpose of bringing up the fact that I want to be more transparent, because it feels like this entire year that everything's been hush hush, handled behind closed doors. We come out here, we have no discussion, unless I'm the one who brings silly things up, as others might consider. But I'm not gonna not push if I have questions, but I've been trying to think of the right word, maybe I'll just leave that be. I just want to make sure that we are discussing. There was a meeting where there was no discussion, and I thought, how could they have no discussion? Do they know it all already, or had they asked all the questions already? So it does make you concerned as one of the board members, what's really going on? And that's why I'm bringing it up.
Let me interject there. I've had several board meetings over the years where there was no discussion, not here, many other districts. Because they got the paperwork, they got the attachments, they had questions, they called. By the time we got to the board meeting, they all knew it. So I don't want to sit here, and do the transparency thing. I've been transparent. I think the board's been transparent. There are a lot of districts and a lot of times that I've held board meetings that they've been much larger districts and 40 pages of board agenda, and there was no discussion. So I'm not gonna sit here and say just because you don't ask questions, nobody knows what's going on. That's not accurate.
Well, I think a lot of us email them too, like, I
Right,
mean, I start looking at it 2 weeks out, looking at the draft. I mean, I emailed Friday to ask for something to be moved.
Oh, so I didn't get that message, but that's okay.
Well, because it's
It's a personal.
it's a personal thing,
Okay,
so that
sorry.
was why, that
Thanks.
was why.
I get that. Thank
Okay,
you.
you're welcome. But I'm just saying, like, I start looking at the drafts like more than 2 weeks out, and if I see something, or I mean, I guess we all come to a lot of stuff here, we get the feel of what's going, I mean,
Right,
I feel like I know what's going on by just being around and going to stuff
and after every
and
motion,
the weekly updates and stuff, like
and after every motion, we have an opportunity to discuss, so nobody is shutting anybody down from a discussion. But like you said, and I emailed them earlier this morning because I had a question, and I asked and answered, and I was okay with the response, and so there wasn't any, that fulfilled my question. I mean, there wasn't any reason to discuss it any further tonight. I wouldn't bring it up because he'd already answered the question.
I went to a different board meeting last night and it was pretty much the same way. I mean, I think if people have their stuff answered and they know and they go through it and you're good voting, you're
Right, and
I
we-
think it depends too on the topic.
Yeah.
Where I've had questions over the years, I agree with Mike. I've had many board meetings where maybe it just goes very smoothly and there are no questions. But where questions usually come up is maybe there's a contract that they've never seen before, like BSN. That's not a normal one, so maybe there might be
Not
some
normal for here.
questions,
Right.
right? Or personnel, there might be a question about, hey, I've got a question about this position. Is this a new position? Is it a replacement? So I think we're trying to put as much information on the agenda to answer most of those questions, to be as transparent as we can be, to provide all the information for you so that when you are making a decision and taking action on that item, that we've given you all the information that we believe would answer those questions that we think we're trying to anticipate the questions first, so we can supply you with the
I
information
mean, the
prior
information is,
to the action.
is robust. There's a lot there.
right.
I
And-
appreciate that.
But yeah,
I always feel, I don't know, we attended a training that put the fear of sunshine law on me. And so I never want to be in that position. I feel like if I'm sending the question to everybody, I'm opening us up to an illegal conversation that may inadvertently happen. And we'll be FOIA'd at some point and then we'll be in big trouble. So I just direct it to Mike, because I had a question about BSN contract. No problem. I just asked me a few things. He said, hey, I said, good. Okay, just clarifying. And that was it. But I mean, had I emailed it to everybody, the likelihood that we would have gotten into a conversation about it and been illegal is pretty big.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I didn't mean to put you guys on the spot, but if she sends a question, just like we agreed, I should have had the response and the question is.
Yeah, well, I got that today. I've been in meetings since 9:30.
I understand
So, I mean, and I gotta go through
I
the blind
understand.
card and everybody and
I
everything.
get it. I get it. I'm just trying to share that we need to do a little better.
I
and we
think
have to,
do.
we also have to have trust in these two. I mean, honestly, if I was you two right now, I'd walk out the door. And I'm kind of embarrassed that we have a new hire, which I think is sitting right there.
She is.
And it's been 25 minutes, which this happened like 2 months ago. That we haven't even got to anything because, I mean, we need to stop pointing fingers at people.
I didn't start that way.
Well, you kind of did.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to talk about
I mean,
transparency.
I'm just saying, we have an outstanding superintendent, we have an outstanding treasurer. Do we always agree? No. But we have we have great conversations. No, I'm just saying, like, questioning all this and how it's coming across.
I apologize because it was
Is-
not meant to be.
And the fact that we have a new person, because that's what happened 2 months ago when we had new people that we didn't get to acknowledge that were sitting here because of the argument over this and some other stuff. So I think we need to move on. I think that's something we need to talk about in the executive session because,
Well, I don't think we can.
I don't think
okay,
It's not, it
maybe
doesn't
next
fall
meeting
under
we
the,
can.
so that's
Okay.
why I asked if you want to do it in public. But, so I agree that at some point you have to trust the superintendent too, trust but verify. I'm not saying it's an open, hey, do whatever you want type of thing, question it, but a lot of times when you wait until tonight to bring up a question, it's a stump the dummy question. And then it's
Which
embarrassing.
we've been over before.
Right, and it's
And I don't have-
embarrassing for both
You
of
don't even
them.
know that I have a question. I just wanted to bring something up
Right,
in
but what I'm-
general.
What I'm saying, yes, but so there must be an issue because you've asked to remove 2 items out of the consent agenda that you want to specifically vote on separately.
And that's okay. That's my job.
Absolutely, it is absolutely okay, but one, a heads up, and then 2, when you, whatever, if you're gonna ask questions, I'm assuming you're going to, because otherwise you wouldn't have separated it.
Assume.
It's the stuff the dummy, like, for example, the question I had today, when I emailed him, he had to reach out to one of his people to answer the question. So I would not have wanted to ask him tonight and then him not have the answer and then have to come back later, because, I mean, it's not his job to know every single, nut and bolt in the whole machine.
I completely understand, and I am totally with the fact that everybody's busy, everybody's working hard. And I know that's the end of the year. And there's certain things that they had to accomplish. And so, again, I didn't start that way. I just wanted to make sure that everybody who wanted to say something at the end had an opportunity. And that's where I went with transparency. And then you had made some accusations yourself. And so I was trying to clear those up. So we'll move past those. Again, my apologies. I was not intending to slow the process down. I'm not going to ask any questions, just so y'all know. I can split it because my vote's different. That's all, right?
And
So,
nobody's,
I don't,
Yeah, you're allowed to.
yeah.
I
nobody-
just think if you tell them in advance, it just helps out
Yes.
to, instead of waiting till the meeting. Cause I've done that twice for personal reasons, to do it before, once we see it's on there, cause it just makes it harder to do it right now.
And then if you want to talk transparency, if you don't have any questions, but you want to vote no, then you're not explaining your vote.
so I take a long time. I'm not spontaneous. I process things. That's me. So I don't jump to an easy thing. It takes multiple days to get to that point. That's me. If you all are different, that's great. I knew not to bother with questions today or yesterday or even last week. And I even bothered Jenny one day anyway. So I felt really bad about that because she was working on the end of the year.
You should never
budget.
feel bad. Any of you, when
Well, you have your job to do,
questions,
so.
prefer you to reach
For our benefit,
Yes.
but I just want everybody to know that everybody, I feel bad for these folks, but it was. I am one of 5. We all have different opinions. And that's where I was today. Because I don't particularly like your response to the end of the meeting thing, but that's okay.
I don't disagree. I don't see it, that it would be bad to allow the public to voice their thoughts or opinions or concerns at the end. Like she said, I would add a little bit of time, but I understand the point of view, Jackie. And as far as the appearance of discussion from when we first came on is a lot lower because the process is a little different. We're actually following the process that it's set up to follow, as opposed to going through every single pinpoint on on the agenda and discussing every single pinpoint on the agenda. And then at the end of all that discussion, hours and hours of discussion, we say, okay, is there any discussion? And it never made sense to me. I'm like, why is that question there? It doesn't make sense. We just discussed it for 3 hours. And this is the way it's set up to follow, is not to do that. That's the whole point of a consent agenda,
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
to speed up the process. And we can still have the discussion. We just don't go through every single jot and tittle
Every time.
every single time. So I agree. It seems like there's a lot less discussion and, I wouldn't, it's not a lack of transparency. It's just, it's not discussed in public on the record, but it's still there and we can still discuss it.
There's a lot of documents attached.
Yep.
So then, like, I don't know how you know. I think it's nice for the process to know how everybody else arrives at their decisions, that's all, for specific things. So that next time, I'm like, oh, this is much like what we did 3 meetings ago, and then I have an idea. That's where I come from as well, so thanks, Andy, I appreciate that. We can move on, I just it wasn't to drag the meeting down. It's summer, I know everybody, at least it's cool in here, you know, everybody wants to get out, but it seemed like the appropriate time because I wanted to bring that up again. And sure, processes can change along the way, some good, some bad, so.
All right. Anybody else have nothing? All right, we can move on to the next item. So can I get a motion to approve the superintendent's consent agenda for items A, or no, for B and C, right? Yes.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Any discussion? We take roll, please.
Mr. Beef?
Yes.
Mrs. Ambergy?
Yes.
Mrs. Butler?
Yes,
Mrs. Donahue?
Yes,
Mrs. Leskowitz?
Yes. Now can I get a motion to approve the MOU with BEA competition cheer supplement positions?
I'll move.
I'll second.
Any discussion? We take roll, please.
Mrs. Butler?
Yes,
Mrs. Ambergy?
Yes.
Mrs. Donahue?
no,
Mr. Beef?
Yes.
Mrs. Leskowitz?
Yes. Could I get a motion to approve the BSN Sports Reward Program 5-year term?
I'll move.
Second.
Any discussion? We take roll, please.
Mrs. Butler?
Yes,
Mrs. Ambergy?
Yes.
Mrs. Donahue?
yes,
Mr. Beef?
Yes.
Mrs. Leskowitz?
Yes. Can I get a motion to approve the coaching positions?
I'll move.
I'll second.
Any discussion? We take roll, please.
Mrs. Ambergy?
I abstain.
Mrs. Butler?
Yes,
Mrs. Donahue?
yes,
Mr. Beef?
Yes.
Mrs. Leskowitz?
Yes. Can I get a motion to approve the personnel consent agenda?
I'll move.
Second.
Any discussion? Will you take roll, please?
Mrs. Butler?
Yes,
Mr. Beef?
Yes.
Mrs. Ambergy?
Yes.
Mrs. Donahue?
yes,
Mrs. Leskowitz?
Yes. Can I get a motion to approve the treasurer's consent agenda?
I'll move.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I do want to give you an update. So it is fiscal year end, June 30th. I want to say thank you to the board for the flexibility with this board meeting date. It allowed us to have up until the last day to finalize and to get things closed. I added, just today, I added a document on board docs, which looks at what did we anticipate, what did we forecast? And then what were the actuals? Where are we on June 30th? Now, we have not posted interest from the bank, so revenues are going to look a little bit higher, but all of the expenses are on the books. So if we look at what did we expect to bring in revenue and what actually came in? We, during our February forecast, we, forecasted 28.5 million. What actually came in was 28.7 million. So we received more than we anticipated overall.
That's good.
$177,000 more, a variance of 0.6%. So pretty darn close to what we estimated, which is good. When we look at total expenditures, we estimated $26.4 million that we would spend. We spent $26.2 million. So we spent less by $176,000. So 0.7%.
That's really good for inflation.
So that's pretty
That's really
good when
good.
you look at what we estimated, and where we were gonna end up. And on revenue, we got more than we anticipated, and on expenditures, we spent less than we anticipated. So both were good to the bottom line. So the bottom line, when you look at, how's our cash impacted, our cash is gonna be $350,000 more than we anticipated. So it's good news. I just wanted to share that with you, hot off the presses on June 30th. Next month, you'll get the final June
Right.
financials to approve, but I wanted to give you that information to just kind of let you know, hey, how did things look at the end of the year? So Mike and I went over that at the end of the day today, and we,
Pretty
so
good.
it's good
Well
news.
done.
So,
Thank you
Wanted to
guys so much.
share
I know this is a busy time with, I
it
know this June 30th
It
date
is.
is
Horrible.
is.
yeah. Very
Horrible.
stressful.
Some are just as busy as school year.
Yeah.
It's different busy.
Yes, it is. Mhm.
Well, Happy New
That's
Year's Eve.
Yes.
You've almost done it.
That's right.
You're
You're
almost
always there.
Will you take roll, please?
Mrs. Donahue,
Yes.
Mrs. Butler,
Yes.
Mrs. Ambergy,
Yes.
Mr. Beebe,
Yes.
Mrs. Leskowitz.
Yes.
Thank you.
The BEA update?
Subbing in?
Yes. Hi, I'm Amanda Hughes. I am one of the high school Spanish teachers, and I am currently BEA's vice president. So
Congratulations.
thank you. Mindy is out of town, so I get to step in.
There you go.
It's summertime, so our members are at home recharging and being the sunflowers that they are, and also participating in different professional development opportunities so that everyone's ready to go come August. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah. Yes.
And holding the door.
I hope you guys are having a great summer. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. You want to introduce the assistant?
Yeah, I can't, and we can't, I can't hear.
Oh.
I have words.
It's interesting. to go after.
After the eye.
Yeah,
Too much time in the
and
meeting.
I'll go sideways.
Yeah, exactly.
Facilities committee update?
We did not hold our May, and I noted that, Andy, thank you for sharing that message
Yeah.
in the May meeting. But we plan to have our next meeting, not this Wednesday, not tomorrow Wednesday, but the following Wednesday, which is July 8th at 6 p.m. in this room. As of right now. Unless there are too many people on vacation perhaps, but right now we're planning to have that meeting, so, and it's open to the public if you'd like to come. Yeah. And then the next one, Miami Valley CTC, I need to follow up with them, but I'll have a better review in July with some additional dates of when those kids will be starting back up, but I hope they're enjoying the summer as well. And then, if I may, we ran through some of this stuff. I wanted to thank the two that volunteered for the high school musical, Dalton Dill, sorry, and Kelsey Dallas. I appreciate them volunteering to work with the high school musical. So I had that circled to note when we went through that section, but I missed it. So thank you.
And then.
We like volunteers.
Sorry. That it? Good, yeah. Okay, could I have a motion then to enter an executive session to consider the employment, compensation, dismissal, or discipline of a public employee and the investigation or charges or complaints against the public employee?
I'll move.
Second,
We take roll, please?
Mrs. Butler,
Yes?
Mr. Veith,
yes.
Mrs. Ambergy.
Yes.
Mrs. Donahue.
Yes.
Mrs. Leskowitz.
Yes.
We out. Shell,
Yeah.
welcome aboard. Carrie, you wanna, not to put you on the spot, but you wanna introduce your new assistant principal? And I will tell you that there was a huge amount of interest in that
That's what I
position.
heard.
Yeah, so I mean, it was like, it was a lot, so congrats.
60 applicants.
Jeez.
But
Wow.
yeah, so.
That's exciting.
Central Weaver, she comes to us from very impressive career in Miamisburg. So we're excited to have her part of our team.
Super excited to be here. Thank you.
Welcome. Hi.
Thank
I've
you.
already trained Roper in to come into some interviews in a couple weeks, so.
There you go. There you go. Jump right in.
You got a couple openings.
Yeah, I'm going on vacation, so I'm gonna do a couple interviews when I get back. So,
There's some transferring around.
yeah. A lot of shuffling.
Yeah.
Exciting time.
Everybody's
It's that time of
stealing.
year.
Yeah.
Trail the card.
Yeah.
Nice to
Welcome.
meet you.
Thank
Thank you.
Nice to
Thanks
meet you
for
and thank
coming
you very
Thank
much for the
you.
opportunity.
Absolutely.
What's for dinner? You cooking? No. Picture.
I got my camera.
I knew it. I knew it. As you should.
Afterwards, I didn't want to think of the hot car.
It was-